Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I wanted to show you a simple no foundation makeup routine just using 6 products, and it's perfect for that Zoom school call or even your work from home video call. So let's jump right in. So first I'm going to be color correcting with my favorite lip tinted hue stick in the shade Rise. So I'm going to be doing that right underneath my eyes and anywhere that I feel like I have some pigmentation that I want to cover up a little bit more. So that includes around my nose, my upper lip, and my chin. And then you can use a beauty blender or just your fingers to blend everything out. And a little goes a long way for this hue stick, so you don't want to do too much. And it perfectly cancels out all that grayish tint that you might get from using a concealer or foundation on top of this. Now that I'm done with the color correcting and I blended it all out, I'm going to be using the concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in shade Sand. And this is a little bit lighter than my foundation shade, but since we did color correct, this is going to really perfectly kind of blend in with my skin. So you definitely don't want to use too much, but I just like to dot a little bit and just a little bit more around wherever I used the hue stick. And then again, I just take my wet beauty blender and blend everything in. So now that I blended everything out, you can see that, my base is a little bit more even now. That pigmentation I had underneath my eye or just around my mouth is a little bit more evened out. So this way, you don't really need that heavy base, but also it kind of gives you that clean start. And typically with these no foundation routines, I like to go in with some creamy products. That way, you don't feel like you're caking your face, but rather it just all blends in and seems more skin-like. Today I'm going to be using the Fenty Beauty Cream Bronzer in the shade Macchiato, and you can also use a contour stick like this one from Fenty Beauty as well. I use the shade Truffle. It's really up to you. Today I'm just feeling a little bit more the bronzer style because it's more blown out rather than a contour is a little bit more like I want that sharper edge. So for this, you can use a beauty blender or a brush. I prefer to use a brush. And I like to use a more smaller brush for this, a smaller kind of fluffy but also dense brush, just because I have more control over it. And since we don't have any foundation, I just like to have a little bit more control on where exactly I'm going to be putting this. So just like normal bronzer, I like to do this in the hollows of your cheek. And with this bronzer, I like to really just stamp it on. That way you're not like swishing around the product and you know exactly where it's going. And I do it a little bit around my forehead. And then the chin. There, I'm done with my bronzer, and as you can see, it's like not even that big of a difference, but rather to just add that dimension and warmth back into your skin and kind of give it a little bit more color than a bare face. Now I'm going in with a blush. It's the Fenty Beauty Cream Blush in the color Summertime Wine. And with this product, you really just need a little, like it really does give great color payoff. And I like to do it in the apples of my cheek. And again, just stamping the product on. See, I just did way too much on that side. Let me rub that off. But the good thing with, doing your routine like foundation free or just with cream products, you can always just kind of blend everything out and, worst case scenario, start over if you need to, because you're not too many steps in. But as you can see, like blush just automatically adds that little flush of color to your skin. And now I feel like, I went in too harsh with the blush. I just like to take whatever's left over on the beauty blender with my concealer and just bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay, there we go. So the base is done. So we just used the concealer, bronzer, and blush, and the color correcting, of course. So that's already 4 products in. Yeah, 4 products in, okay. And so there we go. The base is, you know, much better than what it was before, but obviously I'm all for wearing no makeup and going out and about or doing whatever video call you need to. But this is just a little, you know, pick me up if need be. And now I'm gonna do the eyes. So this is totally optional. You can do your brows if you want. You can do mascara if you want. Today I will be doing brows and mascara just so that it looks more complete, especially if, you know, you're going out with your masks on. I feel like the eyes are like the main focus. So I just zoomed you guys in a little bit more. So again, just brushing my brows out. So for brows today, I'll be using the Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in the shade 6. And I'm just going to do it super natural as well, just because, you know, we are doing a very light makeup look. So I like to outline the bottom and then the top. And then just fill in anywhere that I feel like I need a little bit more hair with very gentle light strokes. And in between I like to keep like brushing the product out just so I know I'm not overdoing it and that it's not too dark. So in the front I like to just give very gentle strokes because you definitely want to have it lighter here than the rest of the brow. So you can just see the very, like, you know, subtle difference between both the brows. This one's a little bit more like full, but yet it still looks very natural. Okay, so now the brows are complete. I'm going to be doing the eyelashes with a little bit of mascara. This is again optional. If you want to, you can. And I'll be using the Lancome Monsieur Big mascara. And I feel like I don't really need to curl my lashes with this one because it really does keep that volume and coat. See, look, I barely had to like wiggle around that much. It already delivers like so much more product. And always do your bottom lashes as well. Okay, so I just completed the mascara, and as you can see, you know, the usual happened. A little bit of mascara touch right above on my eyelids. So what I like to do is just let that completely dry and just come back to that once we're done with the entirety of the makeup look. If you're feeling like you wanted to add a little bit of color to your eyelids, not eyeshadows, I like to just use, you know, my bronzer and blush to just add a little bit of color. So you can just go in right above your crease with the bronzer shade, and that's going to kind of act like your primer slash give it a transition shade. Now I'm going to go in with the blush in, again, Summertime Wine, and it's a beautiful pink shade, so it's going to give that pop of color definitely. See, look, that's like super pigmented. Eyes are all done, and another optional step is that you can use a eyeliner pencil if you want to do your waterline or just like above your eyelashes for more definition. Totally up to you, but I'm going to completely skip that step. Okay, so I zoomed you guys back out, and the last and final step is lipstick, and I like to use my Hue stick in the shade Rise, or they have several other shades and they're multi-purpose sticks. So you can use it as blush, as eyeshadow, as lip, and color correct with it. So today I just thought I'll do a little bit of, you know, a pop of color with the Rise. And I like to just keep it super light because I feel like with wearing masks and all, like, it's gonna transfer, so I like to just keep it light. So it's just a flush of color. Or you can totally, like most days, I just wear lip balm and just call it a day, or just some gloss. Okay, now real quick, before we go to our final product, I just wanted to come back to this, you know, little mascara smudge issue we have going on here. And let me zoom you guys in. Okay, so I like to take the, you know, the spoolie side of my brow pencil. And once that smudge is completely dried, I mean, you can barely see it now anyways because we applied the blush and bronzer on top of it as eyeshadow, but still I like to make sure I just go and just gently just like rub it off a little. See, now it's like even less noticeable as well. So this happens to me all the time. Literally whenever I'm doing my mascara, I always just nick it up there. So yes. Okay, now the very last step is I like to go in with setting spray, and I know we used very minimal products and just all cream-based products, but I still like to kind of lock everything in with the setting spray just so I feel that extra hydration. But you can also just go in with some translucent setting powder if you have more oily skin type and just dab it wherever you think you will produce oil over the course of the day. And yeah, so let's spray away. Ooh, okay. That was a mistake. So boom, we'll do that fanning again. And as the last step, I like to just go in with my beauty blender to make sure I set everything and that setting spray as well. I feel like doing this just gives it a little bit more like push into the skin. So I feel like this way my makeup lasts longer and like it doesn't crease as much. So there you have it. That wraps up this final no foundation free makeup look using just 5 to 6 products. I hope you guys enjoyed this makeup look. It really does help me in the times of when I feel like it's too hot outside, or you know, we all have to wear a mask, so it's super mask proof as well. You literally would not get any transfer because you're wearing so little makeup, but at the same time when you have to hop on those Zoom calls or video calls, it's super beneficial to just feel a little bit more put together. For me personally, I like to, if I have any meetings to attend, I want to make sure I look a little bit more awake rather, but it's totally up to you. I hope you guys learned a little something from this video. If you have any ideas on future videos that you'd like to see, please leave it in the comments section down below. Or if you have any tips and tricks that we can all learn from, please share that as well. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet done so. And that's it. Thank you. So there you have it. That's my simple 6-step, just 5 to 6 products, and it's super, you know,